There are calls to rescind the appointment of Manitoba's newest senator. Broadcaster Charles Adler is being criticized over comments he made back in 1999, which the Assembly of Manitoba Chiefs calls, quote, grossly offensive. CBC's Marianne Demain is on the story for us. So Marianne, let's begin with what Adler said 25 years ago.
Yes, because he is a longtime broadcaster. This was in 1999, and these are comments where he was referring to Indigenous leaders using language that the Assembly of Manitoba Chiefs describes as vulgar and racist. And this was all on the air more than 20 years ago. But take a look at the statement issued by the AMC yesterday, because they are calling on the Prime Minister and the Governor General to rescind his appointment to Senate. They say Charles Adler's past comments in which he referred to Indigenous people as, quote, uncivilized boneheads and criticized First Nations leadership and communities with grossly offensive language are a stark reminder of the systemic racism that plagues our society. Now, when this happened back in 1999, the AMC did file a formal complaint with the Broadcast Standards Council. That complaint was dismissed. But Grand Chief Kathy Merrick says that the weight of those words is still very hurtful.
It's a great insult to First Nation people and a blatant disregard for the principle of respect, of equality, and reconciliation that Canada claims to uphold. I think we have to be very clear, like once you make those comments, regardless if it's 20 years down the road or whatnot, they stay with you.
Now, we did reach out to Charles Adler earlier this morning, and he said no comment when we offered him the chance to react to these calls for his appointment to be rescinded.
Okay. He's also getting criticism from other directions as well. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, because over his long career, both on radio and in television, he's been known as a conservative commentator, but the Conservative Party also criticizing his appointment, calling it Trudeau appointing his Liberal friends. Now, we also heard from Liberal MP Dan Vandal, and this is what he had to say about the appointment of Adler. He says there are many eminently qualified Manitobans who are better suited to represent our province than Charles Adler. Now, Adler was on CBC's Power and Politics yesterday. He talked about a whole host of things, but also responded to what that MP had to say.
Dan Vandal, lifelong Liberal, is not happy that Conservative commentator and writer Charles Adler is going into the Senate. He thinks that they could have made a much better choice, and I'm positive, even though I don't want to pretend that I can read the mind of the cabinet minister, I'm positive that Mr. Vandal means that a better choice would have been a Liberal choice.
Charles Adler, as we know, Natasha, will be serving alongside 5 Manitoba senators.
Okay, thanks so much, Marianne.
You're welcome.